With Boruto chapter 53 now out, we now have the final chapter of the year, and what a year it's been. I think all the Boruto fans can agree, this was the best year for the series, and with the original writer, Kishimoto now back working on the series, 2021 looks promising. Now it's always exciting to think about the future of a series, but let's get into this chapter because it was a good one. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to Plot Armor with notifications on to never miss an upload. With that said, let's talk about this chapter. The chapter picks up where we had left off in chapter 52, with Kawaki being abruptly teleported to the battlefield by Isshiki after he had been sensed through the chakra in his arm transplant. Back in Konoha, where Kawaki had been teleported from, there was pure confusion. I mean, Kawaki literally just disappeared, so rightfully so. It didn't take long for their thoughts to turn to the possibility that Isshiki was behind this disappearance. And with that possible reality being the case, Amado could only say they were now out of options. They were now completely done for. And while I don't support pessimism, I can't be mad at Amado here for this tone because any realistic person would think the same. Isshiki had already defeated Naruto and Sasuke once already, and he now had the key to continuing his reign within reach. Pessimism is for sure understandable here. Anyway, back to the battlefield, we now have Kawaki face to face with Isshiki, and he knew what the situation was. Isshiki was determined to implant another karma in him. Just the thought and frustration from this had him sweating. We then get an update on how much time Isshiki had remaining before the last of his lifespan ran out. 5 minutes. Naruto had managed to wear him down quite a bit considering he had over 24 hours of life left not too long ago. Isshiki would now too express that he couldn't believe these failures managed to drive him into such a corner. Kawaki would now, upon hearing this, remember the words of Amado: even a monster can't avoid death. If they can avoid having Isshiki implant Kawaki with another karma, they would win. He knew what he had to do, and after hearing that only 5 minutes were left, Kawaki gained some confidence here, going as far as to say directly to Isshiki that he is jumping for joy that he gets to witness Ishiki's worthless life, and for good. Pretty brutal words here, but fitting for a cruel creature like Isshiki. Isshiki wasn't bothered by these words. With Kawaki within reach, he knew victory was his, explaining that it'll be nothing more than a lengthy nap that'll be followed by him resurrecting in Kawaki's body. As of course, he intends to use Kawaki as a vessel. Naruto was concerned and suddenly yelled out, telling Kawaki to run, stall for time, and get as far away as possible. But just as he was getting those final words out, Isshiki with a vicious stomp took all life out of this man, and let me just say, that stomp was way too close to something else for comfort. That was painful, but it would have been way worse. Anyway, Kawaki was shocked, and Isshiki, after delivering this blow, would tell Naruto to shut up and go to sleep. Before doing just that, Naruto managed to get out one last sentence: "Run, Kawaki." And right then, Kawaki would do just that, taking off for dear life. With greater speed though, Isshiki would cut him off, reminding Kawaki of the obvious fact that he can't escape. He would then grab Kawaki by the neck, ready to end it all right then and there. But Sasuke would come now with perfect timing, swapping places with Kawaki using his Rinnegan, now leaving him in Ishiki's grasp. Kawaki, now a short distance away, would be told by Sasuke to pick up the object nearby and throw it at his feet. It was a ball of some sort that Sasuke had strategically left there before swapping places. The ball would then be thrown by Kawaki in a panic and a smoke screen was created. Isshiki was now pissed off from all these time-wasting tricks, quickly delivering a mean blow to Sasuke's head, which honestly just gave me pure pimp slap vibes. Sasuke would now lay in pain on the ground with Naruto passed out. Kawaki could only keep running, and he did, but Isshiki was wiser than all of them, or so he thought, because a smoke screen is meaningless against the Byakugan, and so he quickly activated it and peered into the smoke, seeing nothing. Sasuke would speak to himself and reveal to us that this was no ordinary smokescreen. It was a mineral dust that obstructs clairvoyant powers, and would only last for a few minutes, but with Ishiki's time ticking away, it was all they needed. Isshiki was again, for like the 4th time this chapter, confused, so he took flight to get a better view into the dust, but nothing. At this point, he'd lose any ounce of calmness he was holding on to, yelling out Kawaki's name as loud as he could, but no response would be returned. Kawaki was hiding in the dust and of course looked to have no plans on leaving it. Isshiki had minutes left. He lost all control in this conflict. Naruto would now wake up but still be down with Sasuke, while Kawaki continued running away. But he'd then have enough of the games. Isshiki was now ready to pull a bold move. He would go to Naruto and again stomp him out. Right then, Kawaki's arm transplant, which worked because of Naruto's chakra, would fall off. Kawaki would now stop running here, and Isshiki would again yell out, this time telling Kawaki to keep running as long as he doesn't care that Naruto will die. Sasuke knew this was bad because of course Kawaki would hesitate hearing this, and he did. Now remembering the childhood he experienced while being with Jigen, a childhood where hiding and running was pointless. He'd always be caught, reminded that it was futile, and punished. Kawaki would now clench onto the arm transplant, and Isshiki would start counting down from 10 seconds for Kawaki to show himself. Kawaki would then remember his time with Naruto, how he was accepted for being himself and even happily trained in ninjutsu. The countdown would go down to 1. And then Kawaki would show himself. Right then and there, it was over. Isshiki charged in like he was a flying character in Dragon Ball, looking like a damn missile. Kawaki would let off a fireball jutsu to the surprise of Isshiki and Naruto, but it was pointless. He was still grabbed. Now holding Kawaki again, Isshiki would ask if he thinks he's a ninja now, and Kawaki would let him know that Naruto trained him, even telling him that he has a knack for it. But Isshiki couldn't care less. He'd happily remind Kawaki that he can't become anything but a vessel. Kawaki would keep talking though, saying that he was given a reason to live, but these words would be turned on him. Isshiki would remind him that it's because of that arm transplant he was teleported here, and it's because of that affection that he allowed himself to now be caught. Basically saying that the bond he has is what led him to this moment here, where he'll again become a vessel. We'd then get some real heartfelt words just before being turned into a vessel. Kawaki would say that a world without Naruto has no worth to him. He'd rather be dead. He would then be grabbed by the neck again, and Isshiki would state that it doesn't matter because either way, he's just a vessel. The karma would then be implanted. Isshiki could only laugh out in victory, while the others were just left devastated. Isshiki had some close moments where he admits he was terrified, but in the end, he accomplished what he desired. He could now go to sleep, as he calls it, worry-free. His body would begin falling apart. Time was up, but he was happy and would even give credit to the bunch for pushing him to this level. While this was happening, something else was happening to the karma on Kawaki. It was leaving his body. Sasuke was confused, Isshiki was terrified. Kawaki would now speak, confidently too, asking Isshiki how much longer he could hold before disappearing forever. Isshiki would now grab him and ask for answers, but something was off. Isshiki fell to the floor, now dying for answers. He knew he implanted the karma and yet nothing. We'd then see another Kawaki appear. It was the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Absolutely brilliant play here by Kawaki, so simple and classic, yet just perfect. Kawaki, now in complete control, would let Isshiki know that he was just outsmarted and beaten by a mere vessel. He would then jump off the ledge he was standing on. We get a final look at Isshiki as this happened, and then poof. Kawaki stomped him out of this existence, ending the whole fight right there by telling Isshiki to sleep as long as he wants. There was now some calm finally. Naruto was impressed by the Shadow Clone, but Kawaki would make it clear that this jutsu is still a work in progress. In fact, he could barely even make one. Sasuke would now approach from where he was downed and check on Naruto. He had picked up earlier on the fact that Baryon mode was doing something strange to Naruto's chakra and was now inquiring about it with concern. Naruto would of course downplay it, and Kawaki with concern would ask him to too, just spill the details. Suddenly though, something was coming. The fight wasn't over. Boruto, like a bolt of lightning, appeared, stabbing Sasuke deep in the Rinnegan with a kunai. Now this came from way out of left field. My god, does this look painful? Just looking at it has me feeling some type of way. Sasuke was now in deep pain. Kawaki and Naruto were beyond shocked. This wasn't Boruto, it was Momoshiki, explaining that he didn't expect them to defeat Isshiki, but was delighted because now they're the only nuisances left to deal with. Wow, what an end to a chapter and what an end to the year of Boruto. Momoshiki is back in control. Last time he showed himself was in the fight against Boro, and I suppose he's here back again due to Boruto being weakened and a moment ago unconscious. This is dangerous because Boruto had yet to become the right vessel for Momoshiki to completely resurrect, but there's an opportunity now for Momoshiki to get rid of the people with any chance of stopping his plans. The eyeball stab was a bit wild to watch. I mean, just damn, look at it. But strategically, it made sense to go after the Rinnegan. Its powers are too great to not just put a stop to if given the chance. What'll happen from here is honestly anyone's best guess, but what we do know for a fact is Isshiki is gone. Can't say I'll miss him. It was a good back and forth conflict, but I'm happy with its end. I hate that Sasuke was yet again violated. He was a key figure in this chapter simply because he did save Kawaki when he swapped places earlier, but in this arc he never got a chance to shine, and if the Rinnegan is really destroyed here, it'll just be like kicking a man while he's down. The disrespect is beyond Vegeta level at this point. We haven't truly seen Sasuke put in work since the last war in the Naruto series, and it just sucks. A very popular character that unfortunately can't seem to catch a break. It's hard to imagine he'll truly lose the Rinnegan forever. It's too great a power and too awesome in action. I can't imagine he'll lose it forever. But I will say, this just sucks. I have a lot to say about this chapter, but I'd love to hear what you all think in the comments, particularly regarding Sasuke, the end of Isshiki, and your predictions for what will happen with Boruto and Momoshiki next chapter. A follow-up video might be necessary for this chapter to further discuss this stuff, but for now we'll end off here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to Plot Armor with notifications on to never miss an upload. And if you'd like to support the channel further, do check out our Patreon link in the description below. Until next time, keep that plot armor on you. I'm KJ, have a great day, goodbye.